Welcome to another edition of Politics Done Right. I'm here with the North Harris County 7 Warriors. You know, we talk about engagement, political engagement, and changing the body politic. Well, you know what? These guys have already changed Harris County, and they intend to change the entire Texas. And with that, they are beginning to do interviews and making sure that you guys make the right choice. So I'm honored to have both John Cotter as well as Stephanie Gordon Bailey. Welcome aboard, guys. John, I understand that you guys, in order to make sure the people that you represent are well informed, that you are starting sort of a debate schedule to make sure all these people are accounted for. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that, John?
You know, one of the things that we wanted to do was host a forum or a debate like normal times where people get together and get to meet the candidates. But obviously with our stay-at-home provisions, we weren't able to do that. So we came up with this new format, and we're going to, during the month of May, on Tuesdays and Thursday evenings, host debate and forums with several of the candidates in the July 14th runoff. And we're starting tonight with a local race on the west side of Harris County. It's the Harris County Precinct 3 Commissioners. And our second one this week is Thursday, May 7th, and it's House District 138. So we're starting on a really local scale.
Well, you know, that is interesting because I believe if we were doing things like this long ago, because, you know, you go ahead and you get those ballots, right? And those ballots are so darn long and you're looking at it and you don't know what you're voting for. Now, Stephanie, tell me about how can people, first of all, find out how to get in touch with you all, how to get in touch with where to see this?
So it's going to be on Facebook Live. We actually are having the candidates on Zoom, but we're going to broadcast it through Facebook Live on our Facebook page. It's 2020 Candidate Debates is our Facebook page. And you'll be able to stay tuned to that. We're going to start at 7 o'clock on every Tuesday and Thursday. Tonight we have Diana Martinez Alexander and Michael Moore, which are Precinct 3 commissioners. And then we go into our state rep races, which are this weekend, the rest of this week and next week, and then leading up to the Senate race on May 28th. And we wanted to make sure we focused on all of the races that are relevant in Harris County, including the statewide races. So you'll see the calendar or schedule of events and follow the page, and you can go on there and watch our debates. They'll stay broadcast, and stay tuned for the next ones.
No, you said that is the Facebook page. Repeat it again for me, because, you know, sometimes people are a bit.
Yes, and I need to go slower, I know. It's 2020 Democratic Candidate Debates.
So, John, how long have you guys been doing this? I know you did one earlier where you had an in-person one, a big one out here in the northwest part of town.
Well, we've all been active for a long time, but late in 2019, we decided to pool our resources with our clubs. And there's 7 of us in the North Harris County area. Our clubs got together to host that first event that you were speaking about earlier this year. And it was to allow everybody in the community to come out and see who was running for the Democratic seat for the Senate race. And we had 11 of the 12 candidates come out to the facility in the Greens Point area.
You know what? It's great seeing that you're actually not only concentrating on the top of the ticket. You know, a lot of times that is what people tend to do, not realizing that being in government, the one that has the most effect on you is the one that's closest to you. Was that an intentional thing, Stephanie, that you guys put together in that regards?
Absolutely. And you couldn't say it any better. The closer it is to you, the more it affects you. And we wanted to make sure that people understood what the local races mean and how they affect you, and that we're making the right decisions to make sure we have the right candidates to run against the Republicans in November.
Am I correct that there are some runoff elections that we should be very concerned about, specifically the Senate? Is that correct?
Yes. The Senate, we need somebody who's going to be able to take out John Cornyn. We do have hashtag Can Cornyn and hashtag Cream Cornyn that we have trending on, trying to trend anyway, on Facebook and Twitter. So please use them. So it's very important that we definitely have the right candidate to go up against him. That includes all of these races. We want to make sure that we're able to unseat these guys. You know, there was an article yesterday that talked about that Texas is a battleground state and it is winnable. We need that to be not only at the national level, but at the local level too.
Now, John, why is Texas winnable? I mean, why should Democrats come out now? I mean, we've been disappointed for so long. Beto was supposed to do it. He missed it by 2.3%. Give me your thoughts as to why this time. Now, personally, I think we're going to turn blue in Texas in the 2020 cycle. Why do you think we're going to turn blue in the 2020 cycle?
Well, I think there's a lot of things moving Texas that direction. Obviously, Beto getting within 2.3%, his opponent in 18, that was a big move in that race. And since that time, the Republicans haven't reached out to the greater demographic in Texas wide, and people are feeling left out. From our side, we've got great candidates. There's more people, the changing demographics. There's just more voters coming out. And, people have always said Texas is deep red. We really don't believe that. We just believe that we haven't got enough people out voting. So it's a non-voting state.
That is so true. I mean, they always call Texas a non-vote. It's not a red state. It's a state that doesn't vote. And we're at 50 in all the states in voting. Now, Stephanie, right now we are in sort of this pandemic. And because we have this pandemic, we can't do that touchy, fleshy kind of a campaigning that, we like to do as Democrats. How do we mitigate that? There's something that concerns me, and I don't know if you can help me out here. People like you are engaged, and a lot of folks in the suburbs are well and good and engaged, but a lot of our voters as well live in rural areas. They live in exurbs. They live in the inner cities. What best way, or how do you plan to help those people get the message and see the necessity for them to come out and vote, because this time it's going to matter for them?
It's actually kind of ironic, because when we started planning this, we were going to do it back at the Greenhouse Church where we did the one in January over in the Green. Yeah. And then this is actually probably plan D that we've had going through different iterations, or what are we going to do to make this happen? And now looking at it, we are able to find a way to reach people that can't make it. We're finding a way to have it broadcast wider. We're advertising through Facebook. We actually, just so you know, we have tons of clubs and orgs within Harris County that are co-sponsors, and there'll be a list on our Facebook page, so stay tuned for that, as well as some individual donors. And they're making it to where we can boost our posts through Facebook. We're also going to have it shared on YouTube after the fact, so we'll be able to really spread the message widely. And once it's up there, you can keep watching it. In fact, on our page, you'll be able to scroll down and see the debates from January if you're interested, to get an idea of how we do things.
All right, Stephanie, what have I not asked you that you want to go out and tell our audience? And please remember as well to tell them how can they find you again? 2020
Democratic Candidate Debates is our Facebook page. It's a public page, and we have our debate schedule on there. So make sure that you follow, and most importantly, share that page. The more people who share it, the more people we can reach, just like Egberto was just talking about. And it's really, really important. Even though some of these races may not affect you, they affect people you know, and they do affect you overall. Even though you don't get to vote in them, all of them affect every single one of us.
John, most organizations like yours that's doing all this good work require some support. How can people help your group?
Well, the first thing is tune in and watch the debates, because the whole goal of all of this work and effort is to allow people to meet these great candidates, make an educated decision, and have them be fired up and excited about coming out and voting for these candidates. That's the goal. That's the rewarding part. We always like donations to our clubs and the Harris County Democratic Party. We always like donations, because that allows us to continue the get out the vote and reach voters and make sure people have this information.
Well, folks, I'll have all the information that both Stephanie and John had in the corresponding blog post for this. I want to thank so kindly you guys for coming on this early on the show, because I tell you, the thing that bring the biggest smile to all of us that are activists, you included, is when we're actually engaged and making that change that we know have to get done. So I want to thank you so kindly. All the information that you gave me here, all the information that you're yet to provide me, will be in the blog post for this show. And so thank you for being on Politics Done Right, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alberto.
I'm Egberto Willies, host of Politics Done Right, an independent news program. I post several news videos of interest every day. I ask you so kindly to subscribe to my channel, and please leave me some comments. Thank you very much.